there are procedures, just like he mentioned yesterday, before you can get a sanctified budded stone. First, you have to get it from the seed. The seed are sent to the first nursery, what he called the pre-nursery. They are pre-germinated for tests to know how viable they are. That is the purpose of the pre-nursery, to test their viability. It's only the viable one, the sprouted one, that you will take. Otherwise, if you plant all of them like this in the field, you may have vacancy of dead stands. To avoid that, you subject them to a pre-germination test. They will emerge like this after 5 to 7 days. They start sprouting out. You pick them, however, when they are about 2 cm, not like this one. When the radicle just emerge at about 2 cm, and send them into the rootstock nursery, and they mention it that the rootstock nursery are of 2 types here, and there is more than 2 types. But Robert Research practice only 2 types of rootstock nursery. That is the ground bed nursery. This is an example of ground bed nursery, and it shows you the picture of a pulley bag nursery. Where at about 6 to 9 months, you can start introducing the budding. And there are 2 types of budding. When they are 6 to 9 months, you do what we call green budding. When they are 9 months and above, you do plant budding. This is an example.
Good morning.
Finally show face. This is an example of a budded stone. After the specified numbers of these, you do the opening. If it is sanctified to be successful, that is, the introduced iron is still greenish, you cut at about 3 cm above the union of bud to allow the new one start to emerge, just like this. It will emerge and become like this. This is the one that is introduced. This is the seed, the rootstock. This is the hybrid that we are about to do. And so, for us to demonstrate budding, so as to allow you also participate, you are going to watch. Before budding is carried out, as I said, the rootstock must be 6 months to 9 months for green, but for brown, 9 months and above. This is brown budding. The rootstock is 1 year and above old. You get all the budding materials, which involve the budding knife, the sharpening stone is used to sharpen the knife. The body tape will enable you to do the bandaging, to bring the union, the one to be introduced and the stock together. It's an elastic material that prevents water entering into the body, and they are cut in sizes. The hand saw is meant to harvest. This is an example of a budwood. And they are usually cut in meters, just 1 meter. And a meter length of a budwood contains about 25 to 30 scions. 25 to 30 rubber tree scion, but the right language is scion. Now, in the morning, they are ready. You approach your rootstock that is either ground bed or pulley bar, and they are usually 6 months old or 9 months older, as the case may be. At about 2 cm above the ground level, up to about 10 cm, that's what we showed you yesterday, is the union where you are going to attach to the body. It is not crown body. that you can practice in citrus. So it's always at the base. This is why it is called base budding, and otherwise referred as also patch budding, for patch is involved. So 2 vertical lines are made. Of about 2 cm apart, with a horizontal cut across the 2 lines made. You pull gently to first to tell you either to proceed or to stop. If the back is not pulling, you can't continue again. It is just a replacement of a patch that contained 1 scion to the base of the rootstock. That is just the budding. Budding is defined as 2 parts of plant coming together to form 1. So, all you need to do is to look for the position where you have this scion, this auxiliary bud. Exactly the 2 vertical lines you made must also be practiced here. It's a replacement. So which means this one will not be bigger than the one.
No, smaller.
This one will be smaller so I can enter into it, but not too smaller. And the scion must be at the center of the 2 lines you are creating.
Okay.
This is the second step. The first step is to open the 2 lines at the stalk. The next step is how to obtain the bud patch containing scion. Your knife is driven into the 2 lines in a slant form. You cut slantly, and you must ensure that the scion is not damaged. You trim to sizes. You gently must handle the bud wood. Remove the side. Separate the hardwood away from the tender tissue. You must ensure that the scion is not damaged, and your hand must not touch the surface. You must also be careful not to turn it upside down. The placement must naturally follow the same pattern, and that you'll be insulting God.
And if you insult God,
The god of rubber.
something will happen.
You handle from the side. Gently now. You drive into the space created and cut below the scion.
Not the cover.
Now you have to tie to prevent water entry into the union. You have to guide the newly introduced one to be at the center. The beginning
Yes.
and the end must be fair. Here and here must be more tight. But you don't have to make here to be too loose, because there must be a contact. The one introduced and the body of the plant, there must be a contact so that the healing can take place. You tie to ensure that this node is at the back when it rains, so that the rain cannot penetrate. You must bring this node at the back, because water must gather here. If you put it here, it may affect the success body. It stays like this for brown body 21 days, but for green body for 14 days. For you now to come and confirm what we now call opening and inspection. Opening inspection is to come here and untie to confirm if this operation was successful. Successful means if the introduced patch still remain greenish. By way of scratching, when you see the latex oozing out, it shows that it is successful. But when it turns brownish
And dry.
which means it require another operation at the other side. It should not be discarded. Then, after 7 days, again, after the normal first 21 days, 21 days opening is not to certify that it is successful. It can be successful at 21 days. Because you have opened it now to sunlight, it can affect
They die back.
and die back. But after 7 days, it still remains like this. It gives you the opportunity to do cut back. It's only when you cut back that the new one will start emerging. And this is the purpose, what we are looking for. And this is where the typers, you go now to start typing. They don't type into this union to kill the plant, but they type this one that comes out. With time, it will come and form one. This place will heal up.
Recording has taken the cut until
You cut at about 3 cm above the union of board, just like this. 3 to 5 cm above the union of board. The essence why you cut at this short is to prevent apical dominance. There are a lot of eye here. Try as much as possible to reduce it. If you cut at a longer, you are going to face with this.
That's tough.
You see the shoot.
To start growing from the wrong place.
okay, if we cut at a longer
Yes.
so it's not also possible for us to reduce it.
If you reduce,
Which may
So the
affect
possibility-
this one.
if you cut back, if possibility it might even die to the
Yes,
point of
okay.
death.
all right, so that's
So
what I
a
want.
lot of research work has been done,
Okay.
and it is found that
An example of
Sir.
the green.
see this rubber.
Yeah.
The white make it easy. Those who came here and introduced it, just the color,
Yeah.
so that it don't confuse us. You see, if you plant rubber, it is tender. What we are introducing is also green. You get it?
Yeah.
This wood is made up of 3: the base, the center, and the apex. Let Dr. Mrs. Omo Kiroda have done a lot of research on this. She has also classified to see how relevant and how viable the scion within this region, and within this region. So at this region, you see they are green. So the older they become, they will turn brownish.
Okay.
So they prefer when you are budding seedlings that are green, because compatibility is also important. So you also use green. It's just a replacement.
Yeah, green body.
So it's not like in our country, sorry to say, where 16 years old
Marry
girl
90
can marry
years.
and
Man.
but in this one, God allows compatibility. It must be of the same age. This is why we are doing cutting back now. To allow, this cutting back is done to allow us do the budding
Of that one.
of the new one
New
we
one we
have planted.
planted. Yes.
Compatibility.
How do we avoid the injury of the bud patch?
The injury of bud patch can completely be avoided if you follow the procedures.
Okay.
First, your knife must be sharp. If you have a blunted knife, definitely you're going to attract a lot of injury. Your handling. From the point of harvest, this is why we advocate that where you are collecting bud patch from must be close to where you are using it. Or if you are taking it to a far journey, they advise that you put it in a box that contains sawdust. So you even use foam.
Or
Foam
jute, or
we
jute
did
bag.
sleep.
All those.
Now put foam and sprinkle water on it so that they will not be shocked.
Okay, sir. During budding,
What part?
This bandaging, the use of this.
No, when you're doing it.
When
Can you
the,
do it?
No, you don't
You
board
don't board
inside
when-
the rain. There are two
timing now.
two
Looking at the worst case scenario.
timing of the day that you board. Early in the morning, and you end it at 10:30. You don't board inside the sun. You don't board inside the rain. Then in the evening, at the cool of the evening, these are the two.
Can you also board when the stump is wet?
If yes, to a great extent, if it stops raining, first the water content in the stock is going to be determined by the size of the rootstock. For example, if this rootstock is small like this and it rains, there's possibility that it may not contain plenty of water. But if the rootstocks are big, definitely plenty of water will flow through it. It's also advisable that you allow it dry. So definitely, when even if it rains and it's more than, I said the weather is cool, you see they can stay for a while to allow for dryness and the bud. But inside the rain, they don't.